Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to the channel. We're back in the garage getting ready to tackle some more stuff on this red car right here. We still have the passenger mirror to knock out, some turbo piping on the hot side, as well as some new parts showing up, so stay tuned. All right guys, so before I get started, the first things up is gonna be doing the mirror on this side, but to do that I'm gonna have to take off this inner door panel and this upper triangle piece right here, as well as this little bezel to pull this whole door panel off to get access to put the new mirror on. I'm not gonna show you guys that whole process because I think I covered it well enough in the last video, but if you guys have any questions, please leave them down below. Once that's done, I'm gonna move down here to this mess, which is the computer. However, I probably won't button it all the way up just in case I have issues that, you know, I might need access to the computer for. And then as far as new parts go, here's a new mirror, standard, same as the other side. And then these are the injectors that I've been waiting on forever. These are the 80-pound EV1s from On3 Performance, because I believe the ones that are currently in here are 42s. I don't know, it's been some time since I've looked back at the build list on this. But either way, what's gonna have to happen is this upper intake's gonna have to come off so I can get access to the fuel rail, so I can replace those injectors. Also, all this piping is gonna have to get removed in the turbo probably too, because I'm pretty sure I have a pretty big exhaust leak coming from this turbo side header. I'm not exactly sure where from, but when the car was running about 9-10 months ago, it did not sound good. We're pretty sure it's because of an exhaust leak over here somewhere. So that's what I got coming up. I don't know if I'll get it all in this one video, but I'll take you guys along with me. Mirror is mounted, looks good in there. And then I also got that interior door panel put back on. It's fairly straightforward, pretty simple after you've done it. And then I am moving down here to this mess to get the computer back in the car. And then after I finish putting the computer back in the car, we will be starting to remove the upper intake. All right guys, so I'm down here specifically in these Fox bodies. This is gonna be the plug that plugs into the computer. You'll see that there's a bolt right there. That bolt just secures that plug to the computer right there. And then just keep in mind that this bolt size is a 7/16. So you will need to tighten that down and make sure that you got a secure connection when you're driving the car. All right guys, I lied. The bolt for this on the computer is actually a 10 mil. It's not a 7/16. Just wanted to correct that. Computer is plugged back in, but I'm not gonna tuck it back into the section right here and cover it back up because I might have to get access to it again when tuning the car. So for now, this is done. Guys, I got the upper intake off. That was pretty simple. It was just 6 bolts, a couple vacuum lines, and then the throttle cable. So right now what we're going after is these fuel rails. I already got this side unbolted. We're working on the other side currently. Once we get that loosened up, we'll pull this fuel rail up and then slap in the new injectors and then put the upper intake back on. Pulling out the old injectors to slap in these new ones. Again, the new ones are 80 pounds EV1s from On3 Performance. We're just gonna pull these old ones out, put the new ones in, and bolt everything back down. We might have to stop here for the night though, because that battery's been over there for I don't know how long. So I can't prime it and make sure that these aren't leaking without a battery. I might be able to pull one from one of the other cars, but I need to prime it to make sure these aren't leaking before I put that upper intake back on. Got the new injectors plugged in to the rail. The old ones over here are 42s and the new ones are 80s. So we need to get those plugged back in and set back down where they go. I need to figure out a battery situation though, so we can prime it to make sure it's not squirting fuel before we put that upper intake on. But before we can do any of that, I have a massive exhaust leak on this header side. So this turbo and this down pipe has to come off so that I can remove the header to find out where that exhaust leak is coming from. Pulling the 8 bolts out of the header so that we can pull this header out because we have an exhaust leak coming from somewhere down here on the header. What I think needs to happen is that the surface of the header needs to be machined down so it's flat, and we'll try it again. But right now we're just disconnecting all of the turbo piping, and then we're gonna have to unplug the spark plugs so that we can pull this header straight out.